Hello, it's me again. I'm back to read you another lovely story. Now, I'm really excited today because I bought this book thanks to be inspired. I bought this book over the internet, and guess what? It's got stories from all over the world. It's very exciting to me. Right, let's see. This book was illustrated by someone called Linda Edwards. I hope you can see the book. See how it looks? It looks really pretty, right? And the stories were retold by someone called Heather Amory. I hope I said that right. Right. So the stories come from different parts of the world. Oh, look at this beautiful map. See? Look, that's supposed to be the map of the world, I think. Yes, it is. I think. Yeah. And it shows the different countries where stories were taken from. Right. Right, there's lots of stories, and I'm really excited. I don't know which to read first. What am I gonna read first? By the way, all the stories I've read in before this time have been stories from England. So from this book, I'm gonna get a story from a different country of the world, because basically this project is about reading stories from all over the world, okay? So I'm going to read you a story from a different country. What country are we going to read from? Yes! We are going to read a story from some country called Scandinavia. Scandinavia. I hope I said that right. Scandinavia. And it's a story called Thor's Hammer. Thor! Right. This is gonna be interesting. Right, so let's get to the story and get reading. Where is page 56? Yes, found it. This is the story. And I'm gonna read, and I hope you enjoy it. Right. Thor's Hammer. Story from Scandinavia. Thor was a god of thunder. He was a great giant of a god with wild red hair. By the way, that's Thor. That's Thor, and that's his red hair. And that's supposed to be thunder. So Thor was the god of thunder. Right. When he threw his magic hammer, thunder rolled, lightning flashed, and his hammer flew back to his hand. He loved fighting and feasting and was always ready for any adventure. I love adventure. Right, let's keep reading. Thor was also the god of law and order. Law and order. Good. He was usually in a good mood, but he could get angry very quickly. The other gods were very fond of him, but thought he wasn't very bad, and sometimes made fun of him. That's not too good, making fun of someone. Anyway, let's keep reading. Thor woke up one morning and reached out for his hammer, his great hammer. By the way, I don't know if you can say it, but that is supposed to be Thor's hammer. Right. So he always put his hammer behind his bed each night. But this morning, he couldn't find it. Where could it have gone? Okay. He felt around, his huge fingers scrambling on the floor, but it wasn't there. He sat up, opened his eyes, and roared. "Where is my hammer?" The mountains rattled, and the clouds trembled in the sky. Thor shouted and stormed about, looking for his hammer. The other gods were worried there would be no peace until Thor's hammer was found. They had a quick conference and decided that the god Loki should go in search of it. That's a wise idea, going in search of the hammer. Right. Loki went to the beautiful goddess Freya. That's a nice name, Freya. He borrowed her magic cloak and flew swiftly to the land of the giants. There, among the mountains covered with ice and snow, he met an enormous frost giant named Thyme. "What are you doing here?" Thyme shouted. "I'm looking for Thor's hammer. Have you seen it?" asked Loki. Thrym grinned, his beard crackling with eyes. I stole it, he growled. I've hidden it so deep in the earth, no one will ever find it. I'll only give it back if Freya will marry me. Wow, it's trouble. Definitely gonna be trouble. Loki flew back to Thor and told him the news. Together, they went to see Freya. I'll never marry that horrible giant, Thrym, she screamed furiously. The other gods came to see what the noise was all about. They tried to persuade Freya to marry Thrym, but she just screamed, no, no, no! Then the god Heimdall said, I've got an idea. We'll dress Thor in a white dress like a bride and cover his head with a veil. Then he can go to Thrym, pretending to be Freya, and get his hammer back. Simple. That sounds simple enough. Let's hope it goes as planned. What a stupid idea! I will do it, roared Thor. But the other gods persuaded him to try. They dressed him up so he was covered in beautiful white clothes, veils, and precious jewels. Jewels, I like that. Then they dressed Loki up as his maid. Okay. Still grumbling, Thor set off with Loki for the land of the giants. Thrym welcomed them and invited them into his huge hall, where a great wedding feast was ready. With great ceremony, Thrym led Thor to the head of the table and sat beside him. What would you like to eat, my dear? He asked. Perhaps some salmon and a little slice of roasted ox. Okay. Thor was hungry. Keeping his face hidden under the veil, he grabbed and ate 3 whole salmon and a whole roast ox. My gosh. Then he drank 6 cups of wine. Okay. Thrym watched in surprise. What a splendid appetite you have, my dear, he said fondly, but thinking that his new bride would cost a lot to feed. Loki was afraid that Thrym would guess there was something strange about his bride today. He whispered to Thrym, Freya's been so excited about marrying you, she hasn't eaten for 5 days, okay? Let's see. Thrym smiled with pleasure and raised the veil to give his bride a kiss. When he saw 2 huge red eyes glaring at him, he jumped back. Don't worry, Freya hasn't been able to sleep for 7 nights just thinking about you, whispered Loki. Thrym was delighted that his bride was so eager to marry him. When the feast was over, Thrym called for Thor's hammer to be brought to the hall. He placed it on the bride's knee as a present. Thor leaped up, threw off his veil, and swinging his hammer around his hand, shouted, I'm Thor, and this is my hammer! Then he and Loki fought their way through the astonished giants and out of the hall. Laughing that the trick had worked, and trailing his ruined bridal clothes behind him, Thor led Loki back to the other gods. He showed them that he had his precious hammer back, and no one ever dared steal it again. So happy he got his hammer back. Right. Have I learned anything from this story? Yes, I did. This is what I learned. You know how the idea was really simple and how Thor said it was stupid? Well, you know how sometimes someone may give us a really silly idea. Sorry, I'm saying silly, but let's say silly idea. And you think, nah, it won't work. I think it's best to give it a try. Just give it a try. If it doesn't work, oh well, it didn't work. But if it worked, yeah, it did. Right, that's what I learned from this story. And I guess you also learned something. That's all we can take today. I'll come back next time and I'll read you something really interesting. Probably better than this story from Scandinavia. Alright then, darlings. Have a good night and bye.